Title: My wife ignored my calls all day. At 10 p.m., she finally came home and smirked. You know what happened? I had a one-night stand, and I'd do it again. Start. She came in at 10 that night. Her heels clicked against the tiles, sharp, careless. She didn't look at me, she looked through me. Then she smirked, lips painted with someone else's taste, and dropped the words like broken glass on the table. I had a one-night stand, and I'd do it again. The silence after was worse than the confession. I didn't yell, I didn't ask, I didn't even put my fork down. I just chewed the last bite of my meal and nodded once. She mistook that for weakness, but in that nod, my revenge was born. We'd been married 7 years. 7 years of shared routines, whispered plans, quiet laughter in dark rooms. I thought loyalty was our unspoken language. I carried her through her storms, financial ruin, family fights, her own insecurities. I thought I was her anchor. Turns out, I was just the floor she walked on. The signs were there, of course. The sudden distance, the unexplained late nights, the phone, face down, buzzing in shadows. But I never wanted to believe it. I had too much invested in the illusion. Until that night, her smirk tore the curtain wide open. Pain came first, then came clarity. I didn't confront her. I didn't need to. Words never win wars. Preparations do. The next morning, when she stretched in bed and called for coffee, I stood in the doorway, watching. She expected the same obedient husband who always folded before her moods. She didn't see the ledger of calculations already forming behind my eyes. I started small. Passwords, bank accounts, legal documents, I secured everything quietly. While she slept, I scanned her phone when her guard was down. Names, numbers, photos. Every detail went into a folder, encrypted and hidden. 2 weeks of silence followed. I played the role. Cooked dinners, kissed her cheek, let her believe the storm had passed. But beneath it, I was moving pieces across a board she couldn't even see. I contacted a lawyer, quietly transferred assets, closed accounts she thought were joint but never truly were. The house, mine. The savings, mine. Her car, financed under my name. Every foundation she stood on, I pulled grain by grain until nothing would be left. She was too busy indulging her freedom to notice. The night came when I set the trap. A friend of mine, an IT specialist, helped me recover deleted messages from her phone. The filth was endless. Different names, different nights, each one documented, time-stamped, undeniable. I printed them out. Not for her, for the court. Then I waited. One Friday, she dressed up, said she was meeting a friend. I let her go. Hours later, I followed, quiet, calculated. I saw them together, laughing in a bar, her hand tracing his arm like she once did mine. I took photos, videos, proof she couldn't erase. When she stumbled back home past midnight, perfume mixed with whiskey, I was already sitting at the dining table. Papers spread before me like cards in a magician's hand. She frowned. "What's this?" "Your legacy," I said. Her eyes darted over the printouts. Color drained from her face. She reached for excuses, lies, but I didn't give her the chance. I know every name, every night, every word you sent. I could ruin you with these. Her voice cracked. "Why are you doing this?" "Because you smirked," I whispered. The next week, she woke expecting the life she'd always known. Coffee in bed, a husband bending to her moods. Instead, she woke to silence and empty drawers. Her car was gone, reclaimed. Her credit cards, canceled. Bank accounts, frozen. She was left with the clothes on her back and the hollow echo of her arrogance. I filed for divorce, with evidence stacked so high no lawyer could save her. Adultery documented, financial misconduct exposed. She wasn't just losing me, she was losing everything. When she tried to fight, her own messages became her noose. Judges don't sympathize with serial betrayers. The house stayed mine, the accounts stayed mine. She walked away with nothing but shame. The climax came at her sister's birthday party, of all places. She showed up, desperate, trying to paint herself the victim. Whispers spread. eyes turned. I stood there, calm, and when she tried to speak, when she tried to twist the story, I laid the evidence on the table in front of everyone. Screenshots, photos, dates, names. The room went silent. Her sister cried. Her father walked out. She collapsed into a chair, face buried in her hands, sobbing not from regret, but from exposure. That was the moment the balance shifted. She was no longer the one with power. I was. Do I regret it? No. Regret is for those who still love. I stopped loving her the moment she smirked and told me she'd do it again. Now, when I wake in the morning, I make my own coffee. I drink it slow, in silence, without anyone expecting me to play the fool. She thought betrayal would break me, but all it did was teach me how to burn quietly, strategically, until the fire consumed her world, not mine. I don't hate her anymore. I don't feel anything at all. And that is the sweetest revenge.